Hello dear ARMY and Jikookers. Welcome back to Jikook Diaries, the place where every heartbeat, every whisper, and every glance between Jimin and Jungkook becomes part of the story we hold close to our hearts. Today, a wave of excitement and emotion has swept through the fandom. What many believed, hoped, and felt deep within might just be coming into the light. Jimin and Jungkook, BTS's golden duo, have reportedly been seen traveling together not as mere colleagues or bandmates, but with the unmistakable warmth and closeness of a couple. And yes, there are photos. It began quietly, a blurry image here, a faint silhouette there. But then came the confirmations. Fans spotted them at the same airport only moments apart. Jimin in his cozy, oversized hoodie. Jungkook with that familiar stride, both casual, but somehow coordinated. Not a coincidence. Whispers grew into roars when eyewitnesses claimed to have seen the two boarding a flight together headed to a location that remains undisclosed for now, sparking intense speculation. Was it a secret getaway? A quiet escape from the world where they could just be them? And then the photo surfaced. A single frame that captured more than just a moment, it captured a feeling. The two of them, walking side by side, looking content and at ease, unaware or perhaps unfazed by the occasional onlooker. Their energy spoke louder than words, a shared comfort, a bond too natural to be rehearsed. The fandom has always felt the invisible thread between Jimin and Jungkook. From the way they look at each other, to the way they feel each other's presence without needing to speak, there has always been something extraordinary between them. This recent sighting didn't just confirm a trip, it reignited the belief in something deeper, maybe even love. What makes this moment even more profound is the timing. With BTS currently in a phase where solo activities dominate and the members are gradually returning from military service, such a private trip hints at something intentional. It whispers of two souls refusing to let the world dictate their rhythm, choosing instead to find peace together, even if just for a little while. Their actions speak of comfort, trust, and possibly a love that's grown quietly over time, now bold enough to take steps in the open. Meanwhile, some try to dismiss it as coincidence or friendly travel. The timing, the body language, and the pure aura of their closeness tell another story, one that's been unfolding for years, gently, slowly, beautifully. Could this be their way of finally living more freely, showing the world a little glimpse of their truth? Or is it still a quiet rebellion against the spotlight that has always tried to define their every move? But let's go back for a moment, not just to the sighting, but to the quiet before the storm. Before the photo went viral, before the fan accounts started buzzing with coordinates and timestamps, there was a silence. A pause in the online world where Jimin and Jungkook seemed to disappear for a brief while. Their social media activity slowed, and though solo schedules were expected, it felt as if the universe was gently holding its breath. And maybe, just maybe, so were they. In the midst of chaotic schedules, obligations, and eyes that never seemed to blink, they found time. Time for themselves, time for each other. It wasn't about the destination, it was about presence. A reminder that beyond the stage lights and curated lives, they are simply two young men with hearts, dreams, and a need to breathe freely. It's in all of that, layered quietly over years, that this moment found its roots. The trip itself seemed carefully planned, and yet free-flowing, just like them. A balance of structure and spontaneity. Some fans even speculated about the destination being a place they once dreamed of visiting together during a Run BTS episode. Could it have been Paris, Tokyo, Jeju? We don't know, and maybe we don't need to, because sometimes, knowing the where matters far less than knowing the why. And as fans, witnessing this feels like being entrusted with a secret. One we hold close, protect fiercely, and cherish endlessly. Because beyond the idols, beyond the fame, Jimin and Jungkook are just two souls searching for the same thing we all are: connection, safety, understanding. And if they've found that in each other, then how lucky they must be. There's something deeply poetic about how they've chosen to navigate this space. No official statement, no dramatic reveal, just a quiet unfolding. And in that gentleness, there is power. a refusal to let the world define their story, and instead, writing it in their own handwriting, carefully, lovingly. It's in these imagined moments that the real story lives. The one beyond cameras and comment sections. The one only they know fully, and we, as witnesses, glimpse only through the cracks. And perhaps that's the beauty of it. That we don't need to know everything. That we're not entitled to every detail. What we are given is enough a snapshot, a heartbeat, a spark. And from that, we build our belief. Not in fantasies, but in love. Real love. The kind that whispers rather than shouts. Their bond has always stood out not just in fan theories, but in the tiny moments that never made headlines. The way Jungkook instinctively reaches for Jimin in a crowd. The way Jimin's eyes search for Jungkook before he speaks. The laughter they share that feels unfiltered. All of these fragments, over the years, have built a narrative that feels too real to ignore. And now, with this trip, it feels as though we've turned another page in their story, a chapter written not in ink, but in glances, silence, and shared breath. This trip is just another verse in the song of them. A song sung not on stage, but in life. In real, raw moments that feel more like poetry than performance. And as they continue this journey, whatever it may be, we'll be here. Watching, supporting, and loving. Not out of entitlement, but out of gratitude. Because in a world that often feels cold, their story reminds us that warmth still exists. That love, in all its forms, still blooms. Quietly, patiently, beautifully. Whatever the truth is, one thing is clear: something magical is happening. And as always, we, the Army and Jikookers, are here to support, celebrate, and love them through every step of their journey. Whether it's friendship, love, or something in between, what Jimin and Jungkook share is rare, sacred, and beautifully real. Stay tuned, dear hearts, because sometimes love doesn't need to shout. It simply shows up in an airport, in a photo, in a quiet moment between two souls who've chosen each other again and again. And that's the story that touched our hearts today, dear Jikookers. Was it just a simple trip, or a bold step taken by two hearts finally choosing to walk together? Time will tell. But one thing is certain: love, in any form, is always worth celebrating. Thank you for watching and sharing this heartfelt moment with Jikook Diaries. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update about Jimin, Jungkook, and the beautiful story they continue to write together. See you in the next video. Stay soft, stay curious, and always believe in the love you feel. Borhi, Purple Heart.